Show me the one safety deemed such destruction.
Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here, and welcome again to another review. Now, I've been reviewing statues for a very long time on this channel. However, I have never ever reviewed here on the channel physically a Hot Toys. Now, this is going to change today. This is a Hot Toy that I'm really happy to own. This was a Christmas gift from my wife. This is the model TMS 115. This is the Mandalorian and the Child Deluxe version. This is the version that I would recommend. You could go for the regular, but I love the extras that come with the deluxe version. On the right side of the box, you can see at the bottom only the model and also the title. The back of the box only has the legal information, the warnings, the credits, and also a barcode. On the left side of the box, you can see another image of Mando holding the Camtoro, which comes with this deluxe version. Now, the top of the box has the Star Wars logo. This is the same image that is going to be at the bottom of the box. There's nothing else. All right, guys, time to open the box, and we just removed the lid from top of the box. And I really like this lid, or like this system, instead of just the window box, but it's cool. It looks premium. There's nothing there. And here you have this art, which is really nice. This is a very iconic image, of course, of the encounter for the first time. Although he wasn't wearing this suit, he wasn't wearing this particular armor, but that's cool. And here, as you can see, this is what comes with the box. There's a lot of stuff here. Then you have this, where you have a lot of accessories, and you move this out of, we're gonna move this out of the way because there's a lot of stuff at the bottom. As you can see, you can grab this, and this we can remove as well. And of course, that's the empty box. All right, guys, now we have everything out of the box, and it looks amazing. There's so much stuff here. It's unreal. I love this package. There are so many things to play with, so many things you can pose this with, and it's just amazing. And also, I forgot to mention, there is a manual that comes in the box, gives you an idea of how things go, just for reference. It's very self-explanatory in some ways, but also there are a couple of things that can be confusing if you don't really look at the manual. So I recommend you go for the manual before you attempt to do anything with the figure. But man, I'm telling you, look at everything that is coming with. Mando looks amazing. The detail is there. And of course, some people would point out some differences in the color and the likeness with the TV show. Now, going through the accessories, let's start first with the jetpack. And man, I'm telling you, I love the jetpack. This is plastic, but it's done in a way that it looks metallic, which I really love. Even the paint job, you wouldn't say that this has any battle damage. It's just like, you know, you can see metal when he gets hot, and that's the stain that he gets. It looks really good. The way they did it, the weathering, it looks really good. This one comes with a magnet, which a lot of people are fans of now. This is a new thing that they're trying, because previous figures, if I'm not mistaken, they have hooks, and they were always a nightmare, but this is just so good. I love this one. It has a little heft, which is kind of nice. Another thing that you can do with this, it comes with this effects, which is really nice. This is plastic, translucent plastic, but it looks good. I really love that. You just insert them there, and you do the same for this one. And it looks like this. Really cool. I love that. It looks great for sure. Love the detail for sure. Now there's this, the Mudhorn Signet, this cauldron that also you can interchange on the figure. For this one right here, this is the regular, and the show, of course, it changed, and you can change that. It has Velcro, so you can replace that, which is kind of neat. I love the detail there. Another thing that this one comes, and it's only in this case part of the deluxe version, you get these pieces. This comes with the regular, which are the whistling birds. There's a very tiny little detail. If we can come close to look at it, it's so, you see the little darts, very, very tiny. But then you have the one. This is inserts into the gauntlet. We're gonna look at that in a moment, but then you have the effect and the darts flying in midair. Love that. So you choose whatever depending on the pose you want to. Now here you have the effect that is for the flamethrower. It's the same effect that is used here, the same material. Love that, but it looks so great. It looks good, it's plastic, but it looks quality. It doesn't look like cheap plastic at all. And you got all the things like this, the grappling hook line. This is die cast metal. It looks so good. I love that. And I love that it's not just cheap plastic that can break. So this has some quality to it, and yeah, you can poke yourself, so be careful with that for sure. But there's all the things, like you can see the little knife, this blade, man, I'm telling you, this blade, it's amazing. There is a lot of weathering also on the metal. It's done so great. It's a necklace that you can insert on Grogu of the, you know, this is the mythosaur necklace pendant right there. It looks so good. It's very small, but that's attention to detail for sure. It also has this, which is kind of cool. This is a Beskar bar. Love the paint job that they did for that one. This by itself comes with the regular version. It has the Imperial symbol supposedly, although it's not accurate because it's very small. It is kind of cool. Now the deluxe version comes with stacks of it. You know, I love this one. It also has a magnet, so you can remove this. You get 5 of these, and then you get this one. It's kind of cool. Now the extra one that goes on top here that will complete the whole package, that one doesn't have a magnet, unfortunately. But that is really, really cool. The tracking fob, this is very small, but when you look at it, the attention to detail to that is just so good. The paint job in such a small little piece is great. Now there's a viewfinder that comes that you can actually replace here on Mando on this side. You can remove the regular one. It has a magnet, and actually it's just a peg, but then you can peg it in. So that's a cool thing for different posing. Now you get this. This is the remote detonator. This goes on Mando on this side here of his belt. You can insert it there, although you have to finagle with it because it's really, really tight. Some people mentioned that the best thing you could have done for this, just to make it sit properly, is to have a magnet on it, but unfortunately they didn't do it. Here also you have the blaster pistol, and this blaster pistol looks amazing. I really like it. It's so tiny. You cannot remove any parts of the chamber as you do with other pistols, and the rifle actually has that mechanism. I'm gonna show you that. But this is really, really cool. I love this detail. It's one thing that I always love about Star Wars is just the weapons. They're classic weapons, has the classic look, and they look fantastic. Of course, you get all this 5 different hands besides the 2 hands that comes with the figure. So you got this different hands for different effects. You know, you got the clench fist. If you want to do that, you also have the ones that you can grab the pistol, the rifle. So there are a couple of things you can do. So it's up to you, you know, you play with it. And here we're looking at the accessories before we get into the figure, but here you have the pulse rifle, the pulse blaster rifle, and it just looks, man, it looks so good. This is one of my favorite weapons in Battlefront. And you can actually remove, in this case, the scope of this, and you insert it there. It has 2 little pegs and they insert. It looks really good. I love this one. Another great thing about it is that you can remove this mechanism here. Let me show you here. I don't know if you can see it. And you can try to make a pose where he's inserting some type of, you know, in this case, bullet in it. Because these bullets, in this case, the ammo that he's carrying in his bandolier, they're removable too. So you can create that effect. It looks good. It has this little peg that goes and inserts into the bandolier. Here you can see it's very tiny, so you got to be very careful not to break it. But that is just when he's holding it. Of course, he's carrying that rifle in his back. That is really cool. But I love what they did with the paint job on the stock. It is made out of plastic, but it looks really, really good, man. If it was made out of die cast, then it would be really heavy. Now you get Grogu, man, and Grogu looks amazing. Look at Grogu, so tiny, but look at that face. He's such a cutie. This is really hard. I would say PVC material is very hard. This is not cloth or anything, but I think they did a fantastic job. It looks so natural, and I love the eyes. Such an amazing job, and the paint job on those eyes. They look fantastic. And you can remove the head on this one. When you remove it, you can insert the necklace. Do it this way. And then, of course, you can insert on that peg, you can insert the head. And it's a bit tight for sure. It's a bit tight. But once it's done, then you can do the effects with it. You can do all sort of things with it. You can make it look better than the way I made it look. But yeah, you get the idea. And another thing that you get this, you can see his feet, which I love this. This attention to detail. Now going to the other side, then you get this pram. And man, the pram, I think this is a selling point. Although there is another bundle where you can just buy a different variation of the pram, and also there is a different parts that you can go with your Mando and different heads that you can change into the figures. I love this one. Now this one is different, and I love that it comes with this. This is a different version of in this case of Grogu. This one has a magnet. Also, this one has a little blanket right there, which is, I love this one. And the attention to detail inside the pram, look at that. It's just so good. The paint job is good. Love the detail around the figure. And that magnet is strong. Once it sits there properly. Another thing, you get this, the cover of the pram, which is another thing. You want to do different poses with it. All you got to do is close it like that. It doesn't have a magnet. It just sits there. But it closes properly. Look at this. Look great. You know, that is a fantastic thing. Now, another thing that this comes with, it comes with the Cantoro, which is where they carry the credits, or in this case, they're carrying right here the Beskar bars. The only thing I didn't like about this one, I don't like about this, and I love the paint job, I love the detail, it's really good. But what I don't like about this figure in particular, or this piece, accessory, is that to open it, it's very tricky. I was thinking that this, you have to push it, and it's not the case. You have to kind of pull this at the bottom right here, and then just go press it down like this, and you do the same thing pretty much for all those little pieces. It feels finicky to me. It feels like it can break, so I'm not really a big fan. And in some ways, I even applying a little bit, you have to be careful because I don't want to break it, but I'm not a fan of the mechanism. That's the only complaint that I may have with this Cantoro. And I don't know, it just feels like too fragile. But once you open it, it looks amazing. It looks great with the stuff in there. And another great thing is that this one has a light-up feature. But in order to get the light-up feature, you will have to remove this little part right here and this part right there. You remove those. And here you see the on and off switch right there. And then you can change the batteries. Now, the great thing is that the batteries are included. You get this 3 tiny little batteries, very small. Another accessory that the Deluxe has is this hologram of the, you can see, of the Mando armor. And this is something that you saw on pretty much on the show when he was in the armory, and he was looking at how, in this case, his armor would look. This is a nice touch, you know, it's not super necessary. It does have a little bit of heft. I love this little plastic they use. It's heavy, which is kind of cool. It's a nice concept. It's a nice addition to it. And also you get in the package, you get all this, always you get the wrist pegs. I love the base. I know some people are not fans of this bases. They're not fans of having the title on the base. To me, it's fine. Also, they're not fans of the markings of the footprints right there. I have no problem with that. I like it. It does have heft. I love actually the texture of the sand. And here you have this part which attached to that one. It doesn't have in this case a magnet, but it attached right there. You can remove this little plastic part right there, and then on this plastic little, well, in this little hole, you can insert this transparent, translucent bar. And what you do, technically, you insert that on the pram, and then of course it goes like this, which is cool. You know, it's cool. And another thing that comes with this, of course, you get this, and this is one thing that I gotta be careful. You heard that little nut just came loose, because it's loose, and I noticed that as soon as I took it out of the package. So be careful, you don't want to lose that. And of course, this is just the bracket that you use for this, you know, for the thing that is going to hold the character. Now, looking at the figure, I'm telling you, there's so much in this Mando. It's amazing. I love what they did. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, might not be 100% accurate, but man, it looks so good. And what they did in this case with his portrait, with the mask, the helmet, it looks so great. And he has range of mobility, which I love. I love the paint job. I love the metallic finish. Really looking forward to the next version of this, which is going to have die-cast elements, and of course also has the face of Pedro Pascal, which I'm definitely gonna get that one. But man, I love this one. And you can see the cape. Now, one thing that I'm gonna mention that at first when I saw it, I was a bit scared, and I was like, what? You know, I have to return this. I saw this little hole in the cape. Don't be afraid of that. It's just, this is where actually this part goes. This parts come through it, through that little hook where you're going to insert your rifle. And that's really cool. But looking at the back too, look at the armor, look at all the details there. That's nice. The paint job is done great. Yeah, the pants might not be accurate with the color, but in my opinion, they're fantastic. Here you can see. And man, it's so amazing the way they did it. This part is more of a plastic, kind of like a, you know, it's very soft material, but it looks good. It doesn't have a problem. Love the way the pleather looks. It has that leather look. Here you have, of course, where you can insert on this holster your, in this case, your pistol. But man, it looks really good. Love that attention to detail. The bandolier looks fantastic. The empty whistling birds, and you can remove that and change it to the other one, which is the one that has the darts. So you can see one has the darts, the one that the replacement has the darts, this one doesn't. Or you can just do simply that, the effect, which is kind of cool. But then of course you see the detail on the armor everywhere. It's so nice, really great. And I will tell you, the first one that came out looks fantastic. I really like them because that's the origin of the character. Really love that armor, looks fantastic too. But I do like this one a lot more for some reason. It just shines more. And of course, he has all this parts and accessories, which is amazing. Here you can see also the boots and the paint job on the boots. It's amazing. It's just great. And of course, has this new articulation that has been used in a lot of newer pieces. It has a fat suit. It limits some of the motion and some of the range of that motion and the things that you can do, but you can take it off. Although I'm not gonna do it because I don't like to stretch the figure. I'm gonna do basic poses. Perhaps once in a while, Jonathan's gonna change it for photography or something like that. The biggest problem that he has, you would see it here on the shoulders. It doesn't go all the way up, and that's just the limit of the figure. And also you have the cauldron right there. You have the shoulder pads. So there's some limitation there. However, you got the 2 points of articulation on the elbows, which allows you to do all sort of things. You got the motion on the hands, on the wrist, which is really nice. Here you got that. It doesn't have as much of a crunch, and of course it has to do with the fat suit, but also with the armor, so you don't get like an ab crunch or anything like that. But you know, you can do certain things, so you work with it. You can bend the knee, you can bend the legs, not too far, unfortunately, but you have, in this case, the articulation on the knees, the double jointed knees, which is really nice. Also, you have the articulation right there and the legs, which is nice. It has a swivel. And here again, you have the other knee. Man, I'm telling you, this figure, it's amazing. I'm telling you, it's amazing. There's so much you can do with it. And of course, it just depends on your imagination.
So I've heard.
Well guys, what can I say? I am really impressed with this figure. I'm totally blown away by the detail. This is the ultimate collectible for the Mandalorian right now, in my opinion. If you come from the statue collecting world into action figures, you're more accustomed to the simplicity of just grabbing a statue, get it out of the box and just put it on the display, and that's about it. You don't have to worry much about it. Of course, you have to undust it, you have to clean it once in a while, but other than that, there's not much maintenance to do. Now with figures, it's a totally opposite thing, of course, because of the materials that are used, and there's a lot of leather or pleather. Also, you got some cloth, all of those things. You have to be more careful, but that doesn't mean that it's less powerful or less collectible or less premium in comparison to a statue. In my opinion, it has the same level of quality. You can play with it, you can do all sort of things with it. It's up to you. You decide what you want to do with it. You want to just change the display, you want to make it fly, you want to make it play with the different weapons and have a different look. It is up to you, and definitely looking forward to the upcoming version, the updated version of this with the Pedro Pascal face, the Injaran's face, and of course with the die-cast elements, and also looking forward to the speeder bike, which is something else that's going to be added. I like it. Of course, there's some minor grips here and there, but it's just nitpicking. So to me, this was the ultimate gift from my wife. I waited this long because I didn't have the chance to open it. But now that I did, I'm just impressed, and definitely is going to be on display here in the house. So my friends, what do you think about this figure? Are you a fan? You're not a fan? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And please consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless you. Take care. I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.